and today we're going to be making meatballs. Now, meat patties or meatballs is a staple breakfast in this household, and I can hear many people think, ugh, I couldn't possibly eat protein for breakfast. But there are so many advantages to eating protein in the morning, and I'm going to run through just a few of them for you. Okay, so why eat protein for breakfast? Well, firstly, it wakes you up and keeps you alert. Protein provides amino acids that help your brain to function at its optimal level. It raises something called your tyrosine levels in the brain, and the brain then produces more neurotransmitters which give you energy, making you feel awake and very alert, which is what we need first thing in the morning. So stop reaching for coffee and go for protein. Interestingly enough, the first thing that you put into your mouth in the morning actually dictates the food choices for the rest of the day. So if you're partial to something sugary in the day, you'll start your day on a roller coaster. So if you start the morning with cereal and a coffee, for instance, or a piece of toast with no protein, you start like this and then you crash down, and you're looking for that high for the rest of the day. So your body is constantly looking for caffeine sources and also sugary treats to keep you going. Eating incomplete amino acids such as wheat toast and peanut butter, for instance, cannot give you the same amino acids as protein, so it's not an acceptable alternative. If you eat the fast release sugars such as cereal, you're more likely to make the poor food choices. Not only that, you're left feeling unsatisfied, and you'll find that you'll be hungry an hour to 2 hours later after having cereal. With protein, it stabilises your blood sugars and actually keeps you feeling fuller for longer. And in fact, one of the first things I do with all my clients is put them on a protein and nut protocol. And interestingly enough, just by doing this alone, you can get great results when it comes to weight loss and also improving lean mass. Okay, so what you're going to need for your ingredients is mince. I've got beef mince here, but you can use other minces. You can use like a turkey mince. And another thing I love to use is ostrich mince. It's very high in protein and very lean in fat. But today I'm going to be using beef mince. Just make sure if you're using a beef mince you want grass-fed only, free-range grass-fed. Just look for organic products wherever you can as well. And then what we have here is onions. Now, onions actually contain chromium, and onions are, onions assist with regulating your blood sugar. So they're really, really good for you, and they're also really high in antioxidants, so they scavenge those free radicals. And then we have garlic here. Now, garlic is also jam-packed full of antioxidants. It's fantastic to have in the winter months to try and ward off colds, and it's also fantastic for your circulatory system. And then we have Mr. Green Chili. Now, if you don't like your meat pate spicy, then you don't have to add the chili. You can add your own herbs and seasoning and flavour at will. Okay, so chilies. These are full of vitamin A, which is really good for healthy bones, teeth, eyes, skin, etc. And just 2 teaspoons of dried chili a day is actually your recommended daily allowance of fibre. So if you're struggling, add some chilies to your diet, and they're also fantastic for boosting your metabolism as well. So chilies are brilliant. And then we have your classic Himalayan rock salt, which we've spoken about before, purest salt on the planet. I have some peppercorns here, and also I have organic butter. Now, a lot of people are actually scared of butter, and they use a lot of the vegetable fat alternatives. Now, saturated fats in moderation are good for you. Obviously, if you ate this whole block of butter, then I wouldn't advise it. It's like everything in moderation is good for you, but a lot of people avoid what I call good fats these days, butter being one of them. We didn't have all the diseases we used to have years ago. If you think back to what your grandparents or your great-grandparents and parents used to cook with, we didn't have all these spreads. We had proper food. Butter is really high in vitamins A, D, E, and I think it's K12. I personally am a big advocate of butter. It tastes better and it actually promotes the good cholesterol in your body. Your body needs cholesterol, you just don't need a lot of bad cholesterol. So cracking on, what we're going to do. I've got my blender at the ready. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop the meat straight into the blender. I have washed my hands. Very, very simple and easy to make. There's no reason, even if you're not an expert in the kitchen, why you can't do this. So we pop the meat into the blender. I'm just going to separate it so it fits. Now I've got 500 grams here. And I have 2 eggs. And obviously my eggs are free range, organic, straight from the local farm. If you've only got 250 grams of mince, then you'll only need 1 egg. So the eggs for binding the meat. Okay, so I'm going to pop the egg in. Okay, I'm then going to add my garlic. I like a lot of garlic, so I'm going to pop that in. Everything basically just gets put in the blender. It's nice, simple, easy, quick, doesn't make a lot of mess. And here I've got my 1 large chopped onion, or you'll need 2 small if you're using the 500 grams of mince. And then I've got 1 whole green chili going in. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of salt. Here goes my Himalayan rock salt, and I'm going to add some organic whole peppercorns. I love pepper as well. So I'm going to pop the lid on and turn it up, and basically we just want to blend everything together. Okay, let's go. Okay, so once your meat and everything's blended in together, we're ready to make your pâtés. So I've got a non-stick frying pan. I'm just going to pop some butter in here, so I'm going to work a little bit more in here. I'm going to turn on the heat just to melt the butter. You don't want it to start boiling. And whilst that is melting, so I'm just going to move it around the pan so it's evenly spread. I'm actually going to start making my meat pâtés. Now this is very messy, so for people who don't like getting their hands dirty, you might want to get someone else to do it for you. Okay, so in terms of size of your meat pâtés, I generally roll mine into little balls, and then we're going to pop them straight into the pan. Okay, so in it goes, number 1. So back onto the subject of good fats. So what do good fats help with? So good fats are important for regulating your hormones, and also for good immune health and general well-being. You need good cholesterol in your diet. I think people are scared of the word cholesterol, but there is such a thing as good cholesterol, and butter's a promoter of good cholesterol. There's no scientific proof that says that it increases the LDLs, which are known as bad cholesterol. So you don't need to worry about using butter. Okay, so continue rolling your balls, pop them into the pan. Just have to turn this down and make a mess just a little bit. I don't want my butter to overcook. And then what you want to do is, basically the ones that you put in first are obviously going to cook first, so you want to make sure that you turn them around when they're brown on top. And we just simmer them in the pan until they're cooked all the way through, so brown in the middle as well. We don't want them black, so keep turning. I generally turn them over every minute, and then I'll take one out and I'll check to make sure that the middle is done, but they cook really quickly, so quick and easy, like I said. So when your pâtés are ready, what you need to do is get one fresh out of the pan, where they're nice and yummy and warm. Add your nut butter, You can go, if you haven't already tried this recipe, then head to the recipe links and you'll find one to the almond nut butter. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the perfect breakfast. I hope you enjoy. I know I'm going to. Bye bye. Take care.